What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here. We have some breaking news. Tottenham have their first signing of the summer. The much protracted transfer, Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg, is officially a Tottenham player. I'm here with Slav. How to react to the news? 15 million from Southampton. Looks like Kyle Walker-Peters is going in the opposite direction. That hasn't been confirmed yet. What is your initial thoughts, Slav?
Absolutely buzzing. They just did actually announce the Walker-Peters deal.
They have announced the Walker-Peters as well. Walker-Peters has gone the other way.
He's gone the other way. So essentially £3 million for what I think is a really great, essentially it's just what we need. It's an ugly signing, as I think we could call it. And yeah, just absolutely buzzing. We got that one done, and hopefully he can take the shackles off the likes of Ndombele, Lo Celso, and will be our midfield enforcer, something we've lacked for a couple of years now.
And also, we've announced that he's going to be our number 5 for the new season, taking over Jan Vertonghen's number. What do you feel about that? I mean, it's a big step. Maybe it shows the position he's going to be playing next season. Definitely going to be a defensive midfielder. But taking that number 5 of Jan Vertonghen is big shoes to fill.
Very emotional. It's not doesn't quite look right. And big shoes to fill, a man who gave us service for nearly 10 years, excellent service at that, and hopefully he does that number justice. I was very surprised to see he got given number 5, but yeah, it's a weird one. It's going to be weird to get used to hearing and seeing Hojbjerg as number 5 and not Jan Vertonghen. But
yeah, it's a position that we've been crying out for a long time. Ever since Dembele, Wanyama have left our midfield, we've really been struggling for strength in midfield. I think we've been bullied quite a lot, which has harkened back to the pre-Poch days where we used to get bullied a lot. We hardened under Pochettino, but ever since Dembele left, we haven't had a physical presence in midfield ever since then. So how much of a game changer do you think this could be for us?
I think it will not only allow us to gain a little bit more control of games. I think it will just give the defense a bit more confidence, knowing that there's someone in front of them that can help them out, that can drop back and collect the ball. He likes to be on the ball as well, and just a bit of a leadership mentality, a winner. I think it ticks every single box, and it's a difficult one to sort of explain. It's what I would call an ugly signing, but at the same time a brilliant signing.
I completely agree. I think not only does he bring physicality, but I think more importantly, I think he brings leadership as well. I think he's a player that is not going to accept mediocrity. I think he's a player who always wants more. He wants better for himself, and he wants better for the teams around him. You've seen in previous interviews that he's given for Southampton and for when he's been captain, that he's really not accepted when they've gone 2-0 up against other teams like Brighton, I think it was. He said it's just simply not good enough, and we just need to improve. And I think that kind of leadership is something we've definitely been lacking in the central midfield ever since definitely Wanyama left. And I think he's definitely going to bring that to the team. And I think it's definitely needed. We need someone to take the team by the scruff of the neck sometimes. And I think we just need that leadership in the centre.
Absolutely. And I think you don't need to tell any Tottenham fans twice that mentality at this football club has been a major problem for a very long time. And I think that this is the start of something else, someone new with a different mentality, with a strong mentality that, like you said, just won't accept mediocrity and will hopefully just take us up a level. And like I said before, just release the shackles of the more creative midfielders that we've got. And from then, hopefully we can just sort of push on and really challenge for those top 4, those top 3 positions. And I think it's a good move for him as well. He's got raving reviews from Pep and other top managers, and he came through at Bayern Munich, and he's not scared to make a decision. When he was a youth player, he went from I think it was Copenhagen to Brøndby, or maybe the other way around, which is sort of like going from Arsenal to Tottenham in Denmark. So he's not afraid of making big decisions, and I think he's a perfect signing for us. I think is exactly what we need.
And how much do you think it means as well, the fact that, there are teams like Everton and some other reported foreign teams who have apparently bid more than Spurs. They bid 25 million, but because he was so set on joining a Jose Mourinho and joining Spurs, he had his heart set on the move. It got us a better deal, but do you think that adds to the player coming to Spurs, like the potential that he has for us?
Definitely. I mean, obviously, if you're Pierre Hojbjerg, I'm sure you'd want to come and play with Jedson Fernandez, Ben Davies, some quality. Who wouldn't want to come and play in midfield with Moussa Sissoko? Let's be real. But yeah, I mean, the Jose factor is essentially it. He knows they're both winners. They've both got strong mentalities. I think they both complement each other nicely. And like you said, there were some top clubs that wanted him, and he had his heart on Spurs. I think the facilities that we've got as well make a big difference. The stadium, the training ground, the staff, the equipment, everything. So if you're well, not even up and coming player, but if you're a player and you come and have a look around Tottenham, there's not much to not like, really. Some great players in the squad, the best manager ever, and arguably. So it's very appealing for players who are playing, for someone like Hojbjerg who's playing at Southampton and wants to stay in the Premier League and wants to sort of take that next step up. I think it's a good move for him and for us.
And Jose Mourinho and his team, he's always had a player who kind of sits back 6 deep, protects the defence, and allows the players further forward to kind of be more creative. As you were saying, hopefully Hojbjerg can really be that player for us and can unlock the potential of Ndombele and Lo Celso. Now we've got Hojbjerg in the bag. Obviously, do you think Daniel Levy, this is a great deal from Daniel Levy? It looks like 3 million plus Kyle Walker essentially is the deal. And it has Southampton been leaving.
Yeah, it's a Daniel Levy dream. 3 million for the Southampton captain, who in the end had a good season. Southampton, he's a really highly rated midfielder, and hopefully we can now push on and target some of the other players that we need in certain positions. And I think Hojbjerg can sort of have the same role that Xabi Alonso had in Mourinho's Real Madrid team. Sort of the enforcer, just the shithousery. I think we'll actually see a lot of shithousery from him, and I'm actually very, very happy and excited to see what Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg brings to Tottenham Hotspur.
And he's always had like someone like Makaleli or Matic, someone of that ilk Mourinho's always had in his teams, and so hopefully Hojbjerg can really be that player for us.
This boy can play, Hojbjerg. He can play. He's not just a defensive enforcer. He can pick a pass. He can shoot. He's comfortable on the ball. He can bring the ball out. He's not just your average defensive midfielder. He's a really good footballer. He's a very good footballer. He used to be a striker back in his teenage years when he was 16, 17. That he was a striker that was moved into midfield. So he can do a lot. He can do a lot more than just break up play and intercept the ball.
Yeah. But a lot of articles have been writing about Hojbjerg and saying for Southampton, his role actually hasn't been as deep as maybe Spurs would want. And he's been more of a box-to-box midfielder for Southampton, rather than that kind of defensive destroyer and defensive midfielder that maybe Spurs are looking for. Do you think maybe he's going to adapt his position a bit at Spurs? Or do you think we're going to see him go flying forward like he does for Southampton occasionally?
I think it'll be a bit of both. I think Jose will know exactly what he wants from him, and I think given a bit of time, that will be ingrained into Hojbjerg's head. I personally have no idea, but I have a feeling it will be a defensive midfield, like a six role that will allow 2 midfielders either side of him to create. And you never know, he might be allowed to join in a couple of attacks. And it depends if his fitness levels are up there. Why not get forward and help out the team going forward? So I think it's a really, really clever signing.
And obviously, I think under Jose Mourinho, especially, we saw at the end of the lockdown, a lot of the games we were surrendering possession, we were playing on the counter-attack a lot, and we weren't able to get a good foothold on the game and have control of the ball. Do you think this signing will allow us to maybe have more possession and have more control of games? Or do you think that's just Mourinho's tactics to play on the counter?
A bit of both. Again, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it will allow us to have a bit more of the ball during times of the game where the opposition are on the front foot and we need someone to sort of relieve a bit of pressure, someone to come and collect the ball from deep. One thing in our midfielders that we don't have up until Lo Celso and Ndombele came in, we didn't have someone that wants the ball, that wants to collect the ball from deep and sort of travel with it, move forward. Something that Moussa Dembele was brilliant at was collecting the ball from deep. He wanted the ball and to drive forward into space and to sort of try and make something happen. And that's sort of what I think Hojbjerg will not only do himself, but will also allow Lo Celso and Ndombele or Winks, Sissoko, whoever it is, alongside him to sort of relieve the pressure and just hold the ball, pass it around, collect it from deep, bring it forward. And I think it will give us a lot more tactical flexibility as well. We can experiment with different midfielders, different formations. Hojbjerg can play in a 2, as he can play as the deeper one of a 3. So I think we'll see a very different Tottenham this season.
And now the signing of Hojbjerg, which this means our centre midfield options are now. We got Hojbjerg, Lo Celso, Ndombele, Winks, Sissoko, and Jedson, and obviously Oliver Skip as well. That's 7 centre mids. Obviously, there's rumours that Skip's going to be going out on loan. But do you think maybe some of them are now, one of them at least, is surplus to requirements? Would you be surprised if one of Sissoko, Winks leaves? Or Ndombele, obviously, or Ndombele's been talk about him, but
they're both on long-term. The thing is, they're all on long-term contracts, and unless someone comes in with big money, I doubt it. And also, the problem we've had for many years is squad depth. We need squad depth. This is why you need. We all know our injury problems and our medical team's horrendous. So I think it will allow us. Also, we're going to have a lot of games to play this season. All the qualifiers in Europa League, group stage, knockout, cup, domestic competitions, the league. We need different options, and I think I don't think any of them should go, and I think they should all try and fight for their place. And I think that's the best. I think another good thing about the signing is squad depth. To have 7 central midfielders is probably a great problem for any manager to have.
And just a quick word on Kyle Walker-Peters. Obviously, he's gone in the opposite direction to Southampton. He never really made it at Spurs. He never really... He had a few opportunities, and he didn't. But I thought he impressed fairly well whenever he got the opportunities. But I think in maybe the more important games, he got a bit found out, and he never really got a consistent run in the team. Obviously, he's shown his worth on his loan spell for Southampton, and he's convinced them to part with £12 million, which is quite a sizable fee for him. Are you considering right back as a position we're looking to improve? Are you slightly disappointed that we've let him go in the opposite direction, or do you think it's good to free up some funds to maybe find our own right back?
Yeah, I think the latter there, to free up some funds to fund a new right back. I think he had, like you said, he had his opportunities. He's a good right back, but I think that's as far as it goes. He's a good option to have. I do think he's a little bit lightweight, and I think I think he'll be great for Southampton. I think he's a good right back for a club like Southampton that, for example, finishing in the top 7, top 8 would be a wonderful season for them. But if you want to finish in the top 4 essentially and win things, I just don't think he's the right back you want. I think he had plenty of chances at Spurs. I think he played well in some games, didn't play well in others. And I just think if you want to challenge, you need a quality, well-beaten right back. And I think we've seen that all the top clubs have them in Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, etc. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think we all know that we need a proper right back, and I think it's a good move for all parties. £12 million for him, and I wish him all the best. And you never know, he might come back one day as a superstar. But I think it's with all due respect, I think he's found his level.
Do you think, it's one of those rare deals was actually a win-win, isn't it, for everyone, as you say? And usually with swap deals or with these kind of deals, usually one party has the better end of it. But I think this is actually one of the deals where everyone's really going to be happy with the deal that's gone forward. So I think it's good for everyone. And now that we've got Hojbjerg in the door, who would you want to see next? What's the next priority? And do you think that we got one signing early? Can you see any more early signings, or the rest are going to be left for deadline?
Early signings, I don't know, but I'd love it. Like you said, I'd love a couple of right backs. I'd love a backup striker. I'd love a centre half. I really do want to focus on right backs. So I think we really need a good right back, and then if we can get a backup striker in as well, I think that would be a really good window, addressing all the problem areas.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's good we got a signing in early. It's quite rare for Spurs. The last one was in Ndombele, so maybe we shouldn't celebrate too hard on early signings. But
exactly,
Hojbjerg, exactly. But we'll see. I think it's good that we wanted him in for pre-season. Jose Mourinho got his signing as well. So Mourinho signing that he pinpointed as well. So for once, that it was one of the first choices as well. We haven't gone down the pecking order and got like a 5th choice. We haven't re-signed.
Exactly. We've got the first choice. We've wanted him since January, and I think he's a real coup at the price we've paid. And I think Premier League proven. We don't have to spend 50 million on a European defensive midfielder, and yeah, I'm very happy with this signing. I think it's a really clever, smart signing from Spurs, and I'm buzzing to see what he can bring to us next season.
All right, well, let us know in the comments below. What do you think of the signing of Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg, our first signing of the summer? Let us know in the comments below if you think it's going to be a good buy for us. Like and subscribe if you like the content, and as always, come on, you Spurs.